about 90 minutes into our trip, because he ate hot sauce and then got into a car to drive us home in the middle of the night. We stopped at least once, kind of twice, but definitely one stop that we made was specifically because Justin was terrified he was gonna blast. There was a point when we were still in Kentucky and the roads were still incredibly windy in the mountains that Justin was basically letting Noah know there's a pretty good chance he was gonna have to drive. I live smack dab in the middle of Steelers country. Is one of my... Let me get through this room real quick. I was gonna say there's more. I'm sure of it. There we go. I told him to let you drive, to let one of you drive. So his take, and I kind of get this, his take was that he wasn't gonna feel any better in the passenger seat. But he did promise that if it got unmanageable, that he would absolutely give up control to one of the two of us. In fairness, I had had a couple beers because I was still mad about Sliced. I didn't handle it well for a couple hours afterwards. I was genuinely pissed at myself. I had had a couple of beers to sort of let myself down a little bit. But Noah was available. But he, once we got out of the curvy parts of Kentucky and out of the mountains, he was right as rain. We also stopped and had McDonald's at like midnight, which honestly genuinely made all of us feel much better. We all got McRibs. I know it's hard to understand. I know it's hard to understand. I got a McRib and it made my tummy feel better, but that McDonald's worked magic. I was smack dab in the middle of Pittsburgh Steeler country. One of my best friends of all time lives nearby and is a Bears fan, and I can't figure out why. I saw Justin doing that segment as asked how well thought out that was. A tweet from Justin an hour or two later confirmed my suspicions. Yeah, the bomb isn't food. It is. It's a weaponized condiment. It's so gross. I feel no real sense of obligation to ever eat the bomb again. You know, honestly, like the microwave round sucked, and I was pretty pissy about it. But I gave Justin, I'm pretty sure, a kid's cooking set that was doubtlessly loaded with lead. And he managed to make something out of it. And I, with all the opportunity in the world, managed to screw mine up. With all the opportunity in the world, I managed to screw mine up. So, when push comes to shove, Justin figured it out and I didn't, which is why he won and I didn't. Yeah, McDonald's is best at midnight because you only buy it at that time after a good day. My daughter has a school project to make a collage of things that remind you of home. She put like a bunch of Packer stuff on it and I was gobsmacked. Oh no. I'm bummed out about this. Not necessarily the Packers stuff. Ugh. The Packers. As if I didn't like Aaron Rodgers enough before. I wanted this. But I need 2 bombs for it. I was looking at that, but I really want that, and I can't get it because there are no bombs. Yeah, we're in eastern Pennsylvania. This is most assuredly not Packer country. Yeah, the bomb just, it tastes bad. It tastes bad, and then it hurts you. Oh, that's technically a bomb, but it doesn't really help me.
Paralysis.
Neat. Yeah, he also didn't wash it beforehand. I genuinely thought that I had tanked his round the way he had tanked mine. I didn't think he was going to get anything on a plate. And then he absolutely did. And I didn't. despite having literally every opportunity a person could have. I'm gonna do this one. Lodestone's fine. It'll keep stuff off of me for a minute. Despite having every opportunity that everyone else did, and I managed to poorly time manage my way right out of a title, I think. Well, this room's something else. Oh, I thought he was further away. Still haven't quite figured out how to gauge these guys by their reflection. I don't know that I'm going to get to a second game today. I think it's probably wisest just to play Isaac for one day, just so my editors have something to pull over to YouTube for a while, just in case I have a bad day, like getting a couple of wins. Getting a couple of wins. Hello? Well, in a second here, they're going to leave whether they like it or not, because they're going to be out of buckets. But yeah, getting a couple of wins that they can edit together for the YouTube channel. And that's, Banana Choco Pie was asking about that. I have editors for YouTube. I don't have any keys. I have editors for YouTube, and I have a different editor who's pulling all of our Let's Play content over. Which is, you know, once or twice a day I like to remind folks. Can you give me, chat, would you be so kind as to give me an exclamation point Taffy Plays and an exclamation point YouTube up on the big board, please? If you find yourself at all compelled, if you are I don't get to say this very often, but if you're new to the channel, and you find yourself compelled to go find some more content to consume that involves me and this community, shoot, an Eternal Heart or health would be good. We're in the process of moving over every Let's Play we've ever pulled off since 2018. And we're in the process of moving over a whole bunch of interesting Isaac runs from about the time that well, not quite from the time that Repentance launched, but definitely since about June of this year. We figured we'd do enough cool stuff. Oh, okay. Oh, please don't take that Eternal Heart. Oh, you're gonna take that Eternal Heart like a dick. Man! I don't need these things you're offering me. I want that so bad, though. Yeah, we're trying to get both those channels to 1,000 subs and 10,000 watched hours so I can monetize them and offset the cost of having editors. Shit. I really needed that to be health. I guess I didn't need that to be health, but I would have liked that to have been health. I kind of want to take this with me. I feel like that's how we fix health. Was it Sekiro, the game that you're playing that you accidentally won? Hold on. I'll find that one for you. It gives me a chance to plug my other socials. Honestly, I'm just really proud. I'm very proud because I've put a lot of time and money and effort into trying to get these things up and going. There you go. There's our accidental Sekiro win. And the editors and I have put an awful lot of work into getting these. That's a third editor. I have a third editor for my socials. I see what other people are doing that make their channels look good, and I am actively cribbing, like, channels that I'm impressed with what they have going on. I am actively cribbing it, so for now... Oh my god, please. Paralysis is not so good? Question mark? Chop speed up. Alright, well. I feel like we've done just about all we can on this floor. I'm gonna take the health, I think. It's hard to get it. Like, if the game doesn't give us health early on, we're gonna wish we had taken this. And the game has already proven it doesn't want to give us health early on, so. Austin is our social media clip editor. Joanna and Johan take care of the Isaac exports, and Cletus takes care of the VODs of the Let's Plays. It was either pay people to do it who would do it faster and better than I could, or try to find extra hours in the day where I didn't have them, or just not have videos exported and moved anywhere else. So dress for the job you want, not the job you have, right? And all the channels that I admire and low-key envy have strong presences on other platforms. Time Lord Tappy creating time where it doesn't exist. I did watch the first 2 episodes of Doctor Who from this year. Flux, from that story arc, beginning of season 13 of New Who. And I gotta say, whoops, I dodged like an asshole. I gotta say, this strikes me as being the first, couple of Jodie Whittaker episodes in a row that feel like old school Doctor Who. They're not like joyless, sad messes. It feels like a too little, too late return to form. Oh my god, well, I guess we've gulped that. It's hard to know with with Lodestone where it's all going. Yeah, Haggis. I just, you know, I think Jodie Whittaker's a fine actor. I liked when Chibnall took care of her in, I liked when Chibnall worked with her on Broadchurch. But man, have I hated this new iteration of Doctor Who. But this newest season feels like a very too little, too late return to form, where I was like, fuck, this actually felt like a couple of really good Doctor Who episodes. Broadchurch was bad? Ah, I disagree. I might just have a big old boner for David Tennant. I might just have a big old David Tennant boner. But well, like is a very strong word. Obviously, it's not a very happy series, but you know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed Broadchurch as a show. Obviously, every time they added a season, it got a little bit. You got diminishing returns, right? I give you that. But you know, at the very least, the first season I thought was exceptionally good. Yeah, they got Arthur. Was it Arthur Darvill? Old Rory got in there as a priest. That's right. I have a perfectly sized boner for David Tennant, which is an enormous boner. Taff, did you get the first knife piece? No, I'm going back to do it now. Epic Gamer, what active item is that? I don't think I've seen it before. Delirium? Delirium. It gives you one of Delirium's many boss forms and makes it fight for you for a room, which is also why it's got a jillion charges on it. Don't you hurt me. God. Until I get an increased rate of fire or more damage, it is so hard to path your way through the floor. I need keys. I haven't even got my item for this room yet. I'm gonna kill this man. Maybe he's got keys inside him. Gotta remind myself what panic button does. No, I'm gonna set that right back down. Whenever you're... Oh no! Not like this! I was just trying to hide over the rocks. It was the only safe place! Ha! No, you get away. You get away. Everybody gets away. Ooh, Rick. The TLDR was, every time your active item reaches full charge, you take damage and then use it. Which sounds just terrible. I don't think I can go in and do that blast, sorry, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I'll survive Colostomia. You can fuck right off, friend. It is, if your active item is fully charged when you take damage, it will automatically activate. If it doesn't activate for free, the charges are used up as normal. Oh, I got it. I read that wrong. If your active item is fully charged when you take damage, it will automatically activate, which is not as bad as how I read it, but still. I thought the way I read it at a glance, trying to go quickly through here, was if you take damage, or if it gets fully charged, it'll give you damage and activate. I was like, that's fucking stupid. That's still not what I want, though. I assume Taffy read it right. Listen, I got 3 monitors going at once. I refuse to be judged by anyone in this chat for being distracted and changing 2 words around. I might be dyslexic. I'm probably certain I have ADHD. I got 3 monitors going at once. I'm playing The Binding of Isaac and trying to talk to God knows how many people simultaneously. I feel your judgment. I reject your judgment. That's right. Juggle those chainsaws, monkey. Hey, that's pretty good. That's new to us, ye old glass eye, a damage upgrade, and a luck upgrade. I'll take both at the moment. I will take both. I didn't have enough cash to really buy anything from the shop anyway. You coming to my house and judge me for my mistakes? Shauna, you got your official ADHD diagnosis. That's awesome. What happens now? Oh god, I'll be patties. I would kill to have one more monitor, like the gaming monitors right here. I would kill to have one up above it. I would kill to have one more. You know what, Jay? I did try to read that book, that I think it was Shamu. A million years ago, a viewer named Shamu sent me a book about having ADHD. And like, sort of like self-diagnosing and trying to help yourself and, you know, coming up with solutions for your problem or whatever, managing it or whatever. And Shamu got genuinely, legitimately pissed off at me because I wouldn't read it. But it looked like a car manual. It was big and dense. And I was just like, dude, if you think I have ADHD and you sent me a book that looks like it's a research, like a doctoral thesis, how can you possibly pretend to be confused about why I didn't read it? And so, like, I genuinely think that was the straw that broke the camel's back and is the reason that that viewer is no longer here anymore. Like, their feelings were genuinely hurt. And so, I've had this book for, wow, you little rat bastards. I've had this book for years. And I want to say, like, months ago, a month or so ago, I tried to read it. And I was like, I got about 20 minutes into reading it and I was like, this is miserable. And so I took it to Amber and I was like, Amber, I need your help. And she goes, all right, what? And I said, okay. I said, will you do me a favor and just, you're training to be a librarian. You love books. Will you do me a huge solid and read, like, in front of me right now, read, like, a chapter or two of this book about ADHD? I was like, I've seen you read some real dense stuff, so I know if anyone's capable of this, it's you. So I gave it to Amber, she goes, yeah, sure, I'll give it a look. I'll let you know whether or not it's dense, or, I'll let you know whether or not I think it's dense or if it's just you being, like, fussy about reading. And I said, thank you, I just need a second opinion. So she cracks it open and I watch her for about 10 minutes. And then she gets this, like, scowl on her face and she goes, this is fucking terrible. And I was like, it's not just me? And she was like, no. She's like, this is like... She was like, you can tell... You know what? Fuck this room. Hello? Alright, is this a joke? Am I a joke to you? What is... Oh. How do you survive that? How do you survive that? I painted the walls with my bloody chocolate-colored vomit. I swiped left and right on this like I was on Tinder. What? How? Anyway, Amber reads it for about 10 minutes and goes, this is painful. And I was like, so it's not just me? And she's like, no, this is masturbatory. She was like, this is like a medical journal that someone's incredibly proud of the amount of dense, heavy-handed research that they've done. And they've claimed they have made it digestible for the common man, but none of these are lay terms. Okay, fun. Thanks, thanks, Abel. She's like, none of these are lay terms. This is miserable to read. She's like, this reads like a medical journal. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, in that case, I hope Shamu is happy wherever they are, but I'm sort of glad if that is in fact the reason that they decided they didn't want to be here anymore. Then I'm kind of glad they left then. Oh god, Alpaca, it was brutal. Let me see if I can find it. It was two people who profess to be Kate and Peggy, both profess to be sufferers of ADHD. And they say they did like a ton of research and they wanted to dumb it down so that everyone could understand it and implement it. I don't know if they've got like, a free chapter you could read or something. Look inside. All right, there you go. You can look inside. Yeah, it looks like they give you like the first chapter for free. I dare you. I dare you to read the first couple of chapters of this book and tell me that I was just being obtuse and stubborn. I'm getting panicky just looking at it. Nope, I'm putting that right away. Goodbye. No, thank you. I'm sad we got the instrumental of tonight.
Paralysis.
It's got tremendous reviews on Amazon, and it makes me wonder by whom. Do you still have an affiliate link? Funny story, G and Klausner. Amazon canceled my affiliate link. Google demonetized my big YouTube channel, which is why I'm trying again on different channels. Don't tell them I said that. I'm not supposed to ever be able to monetize on YouTube again. Okay. Wish you guys would fucking stop. The mom route is so aggressive. I need health. Like, I need to continue to stockpile health. I love Tech 5. Give it to me, baby. That's right. If Google shows up, my wife has 2 channels. Or my business has 2 channels. I don't have any more YouTube channels that I'm trying to monetize. Anyway, Amazon hit me with, we've deactivated your account and we're keeping any money we owe you because we found out you were advertising your link without tying it to a product on a place called Twitch. And in my head, my response was, but you own Twitch. Like, the automated boilerplate hit me with like, we found out. They caught me. They found out that I was advertising on twitch.tv/McLaffyTaffy. They caught me red-handed advertising on this website where I wasn't attaching my link to certain
This is the
products.
story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Sure. But the irony is that the payouts have gotten so bad since the pandemic started that like losing that is no big deal. The first year that I had it, the first month that I had it, I made like $1,100 in that month. I haven't made more than a couple dollars since. So you smile, put Jeff Bezos' money into the hands of St. Jude. Make that rat fuck pay somewhere. Hey, I'd like to go on record though as saying I really appreciate Twitch, an Amazon subsidiary, giving me this full-time streaming contract. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Nate! Tier 1, 80 months, boom! Headshot. Nate, welcome back. Thank you for the resub, brother. You were spoken about often this weekend. You were mentioned often over this weekend, over this last week. I'm reading through the 5-star reviews. The majority seem to be people who are self-diagnosed and see the book as a cheaper method to try to put validity to their claims. I read a book that... God, who gave it to me? Oh, my buddy Trevor. My buddy Trevor, who's the sponsored marathon runner and nurse and veteran. Did like 2 tours in Afghanistan. And he was like, hey man, if you're struggling with weight gain and like food addiction and discipline, you know, if you feel like your mind is just a hornet's nest, let me send you, if you're open-minded, let me send you a book that helped me out. I was like, yeah, sure, man, of course. And he sent me a book that was just about like a super layman's guide to meditation. I guess like living in Idaho and having been in the military, he was worried that I'd be like, ooh, new age fancy pants crap. I don't need your homeopathic remedy.
Of the newest denizen of the
But I was like, yeah, sure, dude. Tell me about meditation. This sounds awesome. I haven't gotten around to trying it yet, but I understood it, and it was spoon-fed to me.
Of the newest denizen of the cave.
With interesting and easy to digest anecdotes from a guy who was like a relatively famous... There are new rooms in this. A relatively famous CBS News broadcaster who studied under like Peter Jennings and did all sorts. Like I saw him on the news right after I read his book, and so his stories were interesting. And I was like, oh shit! If he and a whole bunch of other people are finding value in this, then I might give it a look. This ADHD book was not that. This ADHD book was just a thick ass text manual with a couple of clip art cartoons edited in. And it was like, oh, well, what good does it do to give me a cute picture of a stick figure wearing a superhero cape if the stuff that's in his voice bubble is like advanced calculus, you know? Like, oh, I hear you're struggling with math. Don't worry, I put the exact same math problem you can't solve into the voice bubble of an adorable little beaver. Look at him, he's gonna go chomp some wood. Chomp, chomp, chompy wood. Chomp, chomp, chompy wood. Oh, what a silly beaver. Now, do you understand trig? And I'm like, I don't understand it. I don't understand calculus any better. All sorts of stuff is happening. Give me 2 seconds. I want to talk to Nate. I want to thank people for resub. Oh, Jesus. I want to thank people for resubbing. But I also don't want to take any damage to this idiot. It looks like he's made it to where your health carries over here as well, which is different. Because it used to just be... you know what? Your health always carried over here. But it looked weird. Hello? Oh, there we go. Whew. Man, it's always 2 steps forward and 1 step back with this guy. Hey, I changed a lot of things you didn't like. Oh, cool. I also heard how you guys said the mother chase was too simple, so I threw a whole bunch of new patterns in there just to fuck with me a little bit. Holy cow, I couldn't get past the foreword. That book is terrible. It was so dense. Oh man, my throat's killing me already. Taffy Hay said this at the start of the stream, but it was my birthday last Tuesday and it was fun. What I saw at the marathon was good. Who Guru, happy belated. Thank you so much for checking out the Minecraft marathon. I was reassured by how many folks came over and watched us over there. I felt like we represented well. Sidewinder tier 3, 40 months. No joke, someone smashed out my rear windshield on my vehicle while it was parked at my office on Friday. Looked like someone took a hammer to it. Joke, not the first thing that came to my mind when I thought about getting hammered on Friday. Damn, Sidewinder, I'm sorry to hear that. Both parts, the joke was pretty bad too. But like the wanton vandalism makes me sad. The Purger, Prime Gaming, 5 months. Missed the stream for a couple of weeks, but I'm back, baby, ready to watch the new patch runs. The Purger, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the 5 months. Scanning. Yeah, apparently, as is the tradition of our people, Nate, Edmund heard I was out of town. So he released new content. That's just how he and I get along, really. He did it to me with Afterbirth Plus, too. So, yeah. There's a new patch that's out. Ooh. Gulping up all the trinkets. Ugh, no, thank you. I don't know where the secret room is, and at this point I'm afraid to ask. Nate, I got to hang out with Jimmy and Andrew. We talked about you a lot. Jimmy says he is remorseful that he has not been able to get in touch with you and Heather and spend more time. Andrew, I'm trying to convince Andrew. I don't think I'm gonna get him, but I've planted the seed to see if Approaching Nirvana wanted to come hang out with us at TwitchCon EU. Why are we Stompy? That one on the far right. Come here, lad. Okay, well. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot there was another one. Please. Oh my God in heaven. I'm gonna look. All right, I got Mega Blast on this floor. Oh, he just drops boom now, huh? Interesting. Cool, I guess. Or she hadn't taken so much damage. Down we go. Zodiac, that's the one. Why are you playing this, Taffy, when the Destiny 2 beta's out? Oh, cool, Taffy. Neither author apparently has any sort of medical degree, and the one author passed away in 2012 was just some internet help guru, so it's just saying, sounds like that book is ungood. I hated that book. I wanted, like... I wanted help. I was happy to look for help when people were like, we think you might have ADHD, and I was like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, it's this thing, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What did you say? Hell yeah. I wish I gotten more money out of him, but hell yeah. Thanks, Shauna. Magician would be good. I'd be down with that. I'm very tired all of a sudden, but I cannot possibly take time off. I've got viewers turned off from now until the end of the month because it just doesn't matter whether or not I want to stream or whether or not people are watching. I've got to get my hours in, and I am nowhere close. So I got to just lean into it. That book was published when Kurt Cobain was still alive? Jesus. I heard TwitchCon EU. Oh, I'm just trying to convince friends to go. I'm excited. I'm excited for TwitchCon EU. It happens in July. And I'm geeked about going. We're gonna make things right from when we didn't get to go last year. Or 2 years ago, I guess, now. I can tell you it's more than 0. That's fair. I will always take more than 0. So Justin has said that he's potentially down for like fireside chats if we decide that that might be a way that we want to pad the runtime on November. I'm probably going to do some cooking streams. That's another thing that Justin's going to be kind enough to help me set up the cameras for, because I have kind of the same equipment he does, sort of. Just a little newer. Oh, okay. I can use any tier upgrades, really. Well, yeah, I mean, which one is it gonna be? Flight and a health upgrade? Yeah, I'll probably take flight and a health upgrade. Well, that's something. I'm not disappointed. Yeah, I might have to go to PAX East. That's gotta be tiers, right? Yeah, it's totally tiers. We have made an interesting thing now. Who has done this thing to me? Lucid. I'm here to talk shit. I'm here to chew shit and talk bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Ginger, welcome back. Bring it on in, Raiders. My name's Taffy. Once upon a time, teammates with Lucid Fox. And now just friends mutually
this is the story
watching the world burn together.
Of the cave.
Wes, welcome back. It's been an odd... You're coming in at an odd time. I've got a lot of streaming hours to fill. I've got a contract with Twitch, and that I can't get too deep in the weeds about what the contract entails, but I can't say I have a certain number of hours I have to hit each month. I have the same contract Twitch, or that Lucid has. I have a certain number of hours I have to hit each month, and I just took a week off to do a charity campaign for Extra Life. Not just because of me, but I was a part of the campaign that raised over $300,000 in a week for Extra Life, a part of the Children's Miracle Network. I visited a crazy hillbilly mansion in the middle of, when I say rural Kentucky, all right? Picture normal Kentucky in your mind, and now imagine it worse. Like, picture the part of Kentucky so bad that they love Mitch McConnell. The part of Kentucky that has more collapsed houses than it has like hospitals or grocery stores, and are proud of it. Like more coal mines than libraries. So that's up a holler within a holler. It was, holy shit, it was something else. It was like, I was saying it was like if Resident Evil was set in West Virginia. It was a 27,000 square foot hee-haw mansion in the middle of nowhere. And every room looked like an escape room. That said, all of that aside, we used that space. It was $350,000 counting the Make Good donation match. All that said, we raised, over the course of a week, $350,000 for Extra Life, which brought me great joy. Normal Kentucky, in my mind, is a mountain with rundown shacks and nobody living in it. Generally, we drove through it. It was essentially just western West Virginia. It was... I can't, like, I just wish I could take you guys on a driving tour of it. It was a 27,000 square foot mansion off of the side of a mining and logging highway that was surrounded by... Not surrounded by, but all the adjacent houses were like 1,500 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1-bath homes. It was not a mansion in a mansion neighborhood. It was a mansion off of a service road. And I don't mean far off a service road. I mean, you could see it from the road. Like it was road and some trees and then this thing jutting up out of the trees. It was super bizarre. It was so weird. They did a tour of the mansion at the end of the marathon. It was just banana balls. What's the history of the mansion? I don't know how these people made their money. I think we can all pretty safely say it was probably something immoral. Just assume. Once you've got enough money to build a 27,000 square foot mansion, especially if you're living in in Kentucky, I'm just assuming that you did a good job exploiting workers. Oh, you know what we did find? We were telling Lucid about this earlier. We did find multiple letters and we found multiple letters of thanks from Bush Sr. and Reagan. So, however they earned their money, it was likely immoral. It was like literally letters thanking them for their contributions and for helping further Republican ideals. So not good. I don't know how they got their money. I don't know how they got their money, but it weren't good. That said, calm yourself there, big boy. Don't you go swinging your balls at me like that. It was some family in the 90s that came into a shitload of money, and then somebody, I think it was Salty. Salty found an article. I'm looking for the second secret. I found the second secret room. I can just go then. Salty found an article where the lady who owned the house talked about how they very much didn't want a designer to come in and screw with what their idea of what the house was and should be, which they called eclectic, which I think was them saying, like, it's like they wanted to say eclectic. They wanted to say eclectic and they either just got it wrong or they were insinuating that they had collected all these like memories and whatnot and were putting them on display for everyone to see. But it was clear that like every room had a different theme and none of it wasn't like a string of pearls. It was just like a box of marbles. And so everyone had a different theme and looked different, and they refused to use a designer, and the family looked like they enjoyed living there, but they moved out in the 90s. And since then it had been taken over and turned into like an Airbnb and a bed and breakfast over the years. And it looked like they were spending as little money as humanly possible to keep it up and running. Were you near Versailles? I have no idea where I was, if I'm being honest. I was in central eastern Kentucky. Yeah, it was in damage and range up for the sty. Great, that's fantastic. The range doesn't do anything, but that's another new item we've not seen before. It was in just a steady state of disrepair. It was like the cinema. Oh shit, I have photos. I have photos. I mean, like, if you didn't see it, if you weren't a part of any of the tours or anything, and I'll try to put these in for the YouTube video as well. I'm assuming most of these are gonna get turned into YouTube videos. I have to go back and find them. It's gonna take me a second. Honestly, Rusty, anything that looks good. I suppose somebody asked me earlier, and I suppose if I had to pick one, I'd say the blends, because you just get so much bang for your buck off that. But like, my take is ultimately, if anything from Curio were to show up, I'd say just have it be something I can't get. Have it be something I can't get from Penzies. Yeah, that's exactly it. Have it be something that doesn't already exist in my spice cabinet. Because I am strapped for space up there as it stands. It's one of those things that I'm gonna have to justify it to Amber. And I need to at least be able to say, well, we don't already have it. There definitely will not be Curio spices coming from me soon, no. Yay, the P.O. box is getting play. Kyler, thank you so much. It was very kind of you to say, sir. I can't remember what reverse chariot does. I had a really, really good time at that marathon. I didn't know if I was going to. A marathon built around a Minecraft community. A marathon built around a Minecraft community.
Of the newest denizen of the cave.
Strike one. Oh god, for a charity I've never fundraised before. I don't want to say strike two, but we'll say cautiously. You know, I'm cautiously paying attention at that point. In rural Kentucky, definitely strike two. That involves me leaving my channel for a week. Ha! But I have to admit, I genuinely, thoroughly enjoyed myself. Like, really, really, really enjoyed myself. Yo, Game Shark, thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub to Cyan Kiwi. Incredibly generous. Cyan Kiwi, please enjoy the emotes. I've never heard good things about Kentucky. I refuse to believe that there is no... Let's do this real quick. No, hold on. This floor is just gonna take a while. I refuse to believe that almost any, like, I believe that every part of the country has something redeeming about it. There has to be some place in Kentucky that I enjoy. I just haven't found it yet. Where I was beautiful naturally. Any place mankind had touched it was an abomination. And I know it's gonna feel like we are inventing this, but the moment that we crossed over into Virginia from Kentucky on the drive back, it felt like instantly everything just felt better. The roads were straighter, the buildings looked cleaner. Taffy, that's all in your head, maybe, but all three of us felt it at the exact same time. Justin, Noah, and I, all three of us were just like, God, is it just me or does it just feel better on this side of the state line? Mammoth Cave, is that in Kentucky? I bet you that's fucking awesome. Like, that's what I'm saying, is I want to believe that Louisville, sorry, let me get that right. I want to believe that Louisville, would be the kind of place that I would find myself enjoying. What's the name of the spice company you have in the pantry? I can, if so, I can cross-check. Honestly, the overwhelming majority of what I have in the spice cabinet that's nice is from Penzeys. Absolutely, the spice blends that I have are from Penzeys. Otherwise, everything else I have is just like Kroger. Nothing else, like nothing besides the Penzeys stuff that I have is like would be considered fancy. Frankfurt's all right. Yeah, see, I haven't really spent time in. Like, I went to Louisville one time on tour with a children's theater company, and was in what like I got to my room, got everybody from my tour checked in. And, you know, the actors are whiny. So they came to me and they're like, oh shit, well, I guess we're here now. They came to me and were like, Ryan, our rooms are unacceptable. And I was like, you know what? You're unacceptable. Stop being whiny babies about it and just go to work. I can't move it.
Joker.
Oh, this sucks. I wish I had made meat. Oh, I guess I did make Meat Boys. I lost Mega Blast, which is a real bummer.
Horf.
We're just gonna leave. But I went into my room, and when I went into my room in Louisville, there were towels on the floor, the bed wasn't made, and I just assumed they sent me to... Oh, look at it, what do you know? I just assumed they sent me to a room that the maid service hadn't hit. So when I went to tell them, you sent me to a room that a maid service hasn't hit yet, they said, oh no, we are in a part of town where occasionally homeless people break into the rooms because they've figured out the locks. And they'll use the rooms to shower and poop and sleep. Let me get y'all in some fresh rooms. And I said, how about you just give me back all my credit card information and we call it a day. That's the only experience, sadly, that I had with Louisville. I am sure there are better experiences to be had. I haven't had any experience with Frankfurt. I mean, honestly, yeah, if I was a homeless person, I'd do it too. For me, it was more a commentary on, like, in my mind, it was more a commentary on, like, oh, so this is how, this is, huh, this is how this is referenced, eh? I had a similar hotel with an experience with a hotel in Richmond. Yeah, that's an American endemic. That's not particular to any specific. That's not specific to any particular part of the United States for sure. But that was also my only experience, you know. Perks. Retro Boy says, hey, Tapping Chat, short rant, read a lot of manga and webtoons. One of the sites I read does this official translate for stuff, started to use some problematic language, so I made a comment about how I love their site, but I wish they would use it less. And what was their reaction? To delete my comment. This is worse than if they just ignored it, and I am angry. Yeah, I'd be furious. I'd be furious. I'd like to think that, like, I shit on people who troll me pretty aggressively, but, like, I'd like to think that even I accept constructive criticism pretty well. Coupled with heavily racist language when asking about who's ruining the rooms, hard R in Virginia. Out of curiosity, was this in Richmond proper? Like the actual city of Richmond? Or was this 20 minutes outside the city? That sounds like a lovely little place called Hanover. That sounds like a delightful, you know, this, the part of Virginia that got really upset about mask mandates. I don't know about this. Maybe if we get, like, PhD, I can do reverse temperance card. Yeah, that's it, Waggy Man. That's what hit me, was the nonchalance. The nonchalance of, oh yeah, homeless people break in here sometimes because they have to live. The pores. Anyway, let me get you in a different room. They're just as easily accessible, but probably clean. I was like, I'm gonna go. Thanks, though. I am certainly not trying to say that Richmond, Virginia, of all places, a place that during the civil rights protests of last summer was front and center because we had numerous statues dedicated to failed traders who were big into slavery. I'm not trying to say that Richmond is free of that kind of, like, bullshit by any stretch of the imagination. But it is also way easier for me to simultaneously be able to summon the redeeming qualities of this city. And I have not spent enough time in Kentucky to find its redeeming qualities, besides being home to the McCoys of Hatfields and McCoys. Near Bensley. I've never heard of this place. But that sounds far enough out that it makes total sense. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes total sense, dude. Because at the center of Richmond, and then south side, there's a large African-American community in southern Richmond. And then even further out is a Latino community. And then you were even farther south than that, where you start to get into just truly rural Virginia. And you were off of what has recently been renamed, but was up until about a couple months ago known as Jefferson Davis Highway. Yeah. The moment you get outside of the city of Richmond, a lot of it's like a lot of it's ethnic mix and progressive ideals fly right out the window, and you're into, you know what we need less of? Libraries. We could knock that fucker down and make it into a church. What you think? You think we could use another church? I think we could use another church. Or a fucking Bass Pro Shop. Let's put a fucking church inside the Bass Pro Shop. Hell yeah. Yeehaw! That gets me hornier than putting another gun rack in my truck. The minute you get outside of Richmond, it gets like that, and then it just gets more intense. Whoops. Let's put a Bass Pro Shop inside the church. Shit, they're one and the same to me. I feel like falling on my knees and thanking Jesus for the existence of Bass Pro Shops every time I step inside one. If you're in the city of Richmond, is it perfect? Fuck no. But I tell you what, if you feel the way that you feel in rural Virginia and you bring that shit into Richmond, there's a pretty good chance you'll get shot. You know? Like, at the very least, the assholes who feel that way when they're in the city of Richmond have to keep it to themselves, Or they might just get fucking blown away.
2 of spades.
Oh, Richmond's an awesome food city. I'm not trying to get all y'all to move here. But I picked it for a reason, I guess. It's me justifying my decision to live in Richmond as my city of choice. Banjo, Virginia is a great way to describe it. Man, I drove to the Blue Ridge Mountains for a cabin getaway in September. This is the farther you get away from the centers of learning and the sources of revenue and money in the state, the more you find just like really nice churches and really shitty homes. Really shitty houses and really nice churches. And I feel like that says something, and I'm not smart enough to really put my finger on what. Yeah, I've been inside, twice I've been inside the Memphis Pyramid Bass Pro Shop. Was it like the 7th biggest pyramid in the world is a Bass Pro Shop? Okay, very scary. Yeah, the sources of liberal propaganda, aka universities. Like lots of churches and Hobby Lobbies. I just saw a video on Twitter of a Hispanic lady getting kicked out of a Christian church in Oklahoma for bringing weed to a church. It was actually cilantro. Anyway. I didn't mean to go all there about it, but I did find, like, it... Rural... Yeah... Well, hold on. Oh, right. I didn't mean to go all there about it, but as we drove further and further out of Richmond and got into the rural counties, man, I was just like, oh. 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 It did not feel good. Yeah, large churches and derelict houses, only a coincidence. On a completely unrelated note, how about them Dark Ages? Completely unrelated. Damn, I'm getting slapped around. A lot of bombs. Come on, bud. My dude, I'd like to leave. Yeah, the guitar in this is pretty okay. Oh no. A lot of poison on this floor. Oh shit. Go get him, meat boy. Good job. Everybody's working as a team. I appreciate that. Good job, Meat Boy. Good job, Abel. We're gonna go out to TGI Fridays and get some chicken wings after this. Everyone gets one margarita on the company. It was so bad out where I went that my mother, who I don't think until this most recent election had voted against a Republican in 35, 40 years, She and I both fell on the side of logic with like, hey, scientists say this pandemic is real. We're gonna go out on a limb and believe them. Scientists the world over say this pandemic is real. We're gonna go out on a limb and believe them. So we found ourselves unified, and she finds herself in this weird place where she can't, like, wholeheartedly lean into everything that she's hearing. Much like I'm not gonna blindly say that I think that Joe Biden's doing a bang-up job. You know, we're not idiots. I have eyes, and she has eyes, and we can see things. But yeah, things got so bad there for a while that this same woman who voted for Trump the first time around because she just couldn't bring herself to vote for Hillary, was just like, hey, what's it like where you're going for this cabin retreat? And I was like, I've seen a lot of MAGA stuff going on. She's like, don't talk to them. She's like, whatever you do, don't talk to them. You keep your head down. You keep your mouth shut. You keep you and your family safe. You go up there, you enjoy nature, and then you get the fuck out of there. And I was like, yes, ma'am. Will do. She didn't say you get the fuck out of there, but that was the impetus of it. My sweet Sunday school teaching mother did not say you get the fuck out of there, but she, like, even she was not gonna be like, oh well, baby, there are good people on both sides. Like, she was just like, no, you don't talk to them, they're fucking crazy. She's like, they're crazy and bitter and angry and vindictive and dangerous, and you got a tendency for running your gams, those are legs, running your lips, running your yap. You have a tendency to run your stupid mouth. So you keep your head down and your mouth shut, and you get up there, you enjoy yourself some nature, and then you get out of there as fast as possible. Yeah, the words Biden and doing in the same sentence, generous at best. Agreed. As somebody who voted for Biden, agreed. I am unimpressed. I'm shocked to say that I'm unimpressed by the lack of progress generated by the Democratic Party. Shocked, I tells you. Absolutely shocked. Who could have possibly seen this coming? Yeah, flapping your gums, wagging your tongue. Yeah, God, Waggy Man, this was a year after the election, and there was still just a shit, like, there was so much stuff up in this corner of Virginia that I was in that was like, there was one house, you're gonna be blown away to hear this, chat, but there was one house that had a sheriff's car in its driveway and just had a stack of what looked like brand new Trump Pence posters a year after the election was over. Well, I guess it'll never be over in their minds, but you know what I mean. And I couldn't tell if it was because he had pulled them all down and just hadn't gotten rid of them, or if he was replacing them as they were being, like, stolen or worn down by wear and tear or whatever, you know? It was just so weird. Like, not only was there Trump Pence stuff, but there was, like, new Trump Pence stuff, you know? Like a year after the fact. It was so bizarre. On our way back from Kentucky, if you guys didn't hear, and I don't know how you could have possibly missed it, the great Commonwealth of Virginia saw fit to elect Glenn Youngkin as governor. First of all, I don't believe that election wasn't tampered with. I think there needs to be about 40 audits, and I think we're supposed to go down to the Capitol building and potentially, I don't know, burn it? I'm new to it. I'm new to this. Demonstrate, you know what I mean, but like, build a gallows on the front yard, burn some of it, break the rest of it. Whee. Anyway.
Someday, Bumbo, lucky Bumbo, someday the Bumbo is a bad Bumbo. He got corn.